Good morning, Paul Georgie from Allendale. It's August 9th, 2010. Well, the outside market's not too much change here today, but might provide a little bit of support. The dollar is up 13 points, crude oil up 68, and the stock market up 42 here today. It's just a bit of news out of China. They had ordered over 2,000 companies to cease doing business because they were polluting and causing excess and energy-intense companies. So they want those shut down here over the next 30 to 60 days. So that could have an impact on the economy and on the stock market here today. Weather conditions, Russia continues to be dry. It's going to stay dry here for the next 7 to and maybe even into late next week. There is a chance of some showers in the drought area in the southern regions of Russia, I guess, later on this week. But Drew Lerner says that it will be very limited amounts, maybe a tenth to 6/10 of an inch is all that can be expected on isolated areas. So that doesn't solve that drought problem over there. And we still have got a lot of news out of Russia on exports. Will they export? Will they not? Well, the latest news is that they've struck a deal with Egypt, that Egypt will be able to receive 470,000 metric tons of wheat that would fall into this export ban that was implemented last week. So Egypt will be receiving that wheat, and that is an indication and giving the trade an indication. Well, maybe Russia has a lot more grain than they think, or have plenty of wheat to go around. So the impact on that is causing some pressure around the world in wheat markets. Nearby wheat contracts are under pressure here this morning, anywhere from 10 to 20 lower, 30 lower some cases. We do have a 90-cent limit today on the wheat contract, so that's something to be aware of if this thing continues to slide. Jordan also tenders for 100,000 tons of wheat here this week. And another thing out of Russia is that the Russian Grain Union is lobbying to the government to allow them to export this grain that is on rail cars, allow it to move to port so they can meet their commitments and get this grain off of the rail cars. So that's another item that's being talked about here this morning. As far as the U.S. weather, crop conditions appear to be mostly seasonal. The southern part of the Midwest and into the Delta area, there will be some drying this week. However, next week looks like there should be some moisture coming into those areas. And with this drying, we're seeing harvest potential here in corn in the southern part of the corn belt move along rather rapidly. Talking to producers, they could be harvesting as early as mid-month. For sure there will be some corn harvested by the first part of September, which is earlier than normal. Also want to remind everybody that Allendale is doing their annual yield survey. Check our website out. Fill out the application there, or the form there that tells us what type of yield you're expecting this year versus last year. This yield survey has been watched very closely by the trade. So, and it's a farmer survey. It's your results, not our speculation or anybody's guess. It's what the farmer expects out of his own fields, and that usually is pretty close to being right. So please help us out there, and we'll keep giving you more information. You can get more details by going to our website at www.allendale-inc.com. In the overall trade today, we expect some two-sided trade. The bean market's being supported by oil prices. There's been pretty good edible oil demand, especially out of China. That is supporting edible oil here in the U.S., the bean oil, and providing some strength into the soybean complex. Corn has got support today at 410, resistance at 423. November soybeans 1030, there's some support, resistance at 1050, and then again at 1065. And the wheat market, big range there, December wheat $7 support, 780 resistance. Over in the livestock trade, cutout values, choice up 10 cents in the beef, select steady, no change there. Cattle did trade late on Friday at 93 to 93.5 in the south, 147 to 148 in Nebraska. This is anywhere from steady to 50 higher, so the feedlots did win the battle somewhat, but not by as much as they liked. Futures closed on a weaker note in a trading range. We've got support there at 95.15 in the October cattle, with resistance at 95.95. The hog trade, we've had a huge sell-off there in the last few days. A lot of fun selling in the futures. Cash markets are steady here this morning. The futures closed below the 100-day moving average, and that could give us some pressure here this morning. We're expecting a steady week opening with 73.75 as support on the charts, and then again 75.60 as the resistance level. So if you got any questions, give us a call. Keep reminding you to check us out on the web and help us fill this yield survey out, because everybody, the more participation that we have, the better the results. If you got any questions, give us a call, 800-262-7538. We wish you a successful trading day. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Thank you.